Welcome back to another episode of Lost in the Farmer's Market Garden Shorts. Today's topic is the plant you see before you. This is a wild basil plant. Now I know what you're thinking. Wild basil? Well, one time my basil got loose. Not quite. Wild basil isn't actually a basil. Its scientific name is Clinopodium vulgare. Now vulgare means the for real deal. And Clinopodium means something like a bed's foot. Now I'm going to guess that has to do with the shape of the flowers, which are roughly knob-shaped. Pink, but knob-shaped, and they probably resembled one of those weird claw feet that you find on really ornate bedposts. That's just my guess. Sources dissent on actually where the name came from precisely, and what it means precisely. Clinopodium is pretty clear, but how it got the name is a subject of debate. What makes this plant unique is that it likes a pH range of 6.5 to 7.5. Its USDA range is 6 through 9. That's hardiness zones, by the way. Interestingly, it's native to Minnesota. I mean, that is so awfully specific. Hey plant, where are you from? Minnesota. But apparently it's native to the United States, and Minnesota is where it was first cataloged and where it is most commonly found. That, according to the USDA though, it's spread all over the eastern seaboard. North Carolina is actually the southmost state on the southeast that it is known to grow in endemically. And then there are spots in the Midwest all over the place, and the West Coast. It's weird like that. However, what makes it interesting is that it is a perennial, but it's theoretically in some climates herbaceous, meaning that it will die back to the ground every winter and come back from its roots. In Zone 8A, I'm not entirely sure it is going to do that, but we are warm enough, so maybe it'll be evergreen. I haven't overwintered one of these plants, so I don't know for sure. But this specimen plant is basically what your plant should look like if you had bought one from me like a month ago at the market. Cheap props. The seed came from a company, by the way, called Pine Tree Seeds, and no, they have not paid me to say that. I bought the seeds from them as part of my R&D budget. And I'm not disappointed. I mean, the wild basil looks a lot like oregano or any number of plants in the mint family, which it is in. So yes, technically it's distantly related to mint, oregano, basil, the whole 9 yards. Now, it is noted to get to a height of 8 inches to 25 inches. So that's 2 feet. And based on the specimen, I could see that. It can be eaten fresh. The tea can be made from the leaves, which has health benefits. And the flavor of the foliage is roughly compared to a mixture of basil and thyme, but it's pretty mild. Okay, I can deal with that. Now, as you can see with this particular specimen, and I am going to zoom in for you, look at all that fluffy foliage. Tell me that isn't nice. So nice. So nice. Well, the seed is very fine, and you have to surface sow it to get it to come up, and it needs bottom heat and preferably ample light, and it'll come up as long as the temperatures are right and the moisture is right. The plants will take a while to go from seedling to mature plant. They literally sat on the growing tray for a month before I had anything worth writing home about. And then it was almost another 3 weeks before I could bring them to the market. So if you're planning to grow this for production, I'd say use cuttings. The seed is slow. But with that said, that is pretty much all I have for wild basil here. I mean, forget about it. It's a perennial basil substitute. Hey! I do recommend it. I think you should have it in your garden because people are going to look and go, what the hell is that? And that totally makes it worthwhile. I mean, after all, if you can't scare or amaze your garden friends in your garden, you're not doing it right. So, I hope you liked this episode. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, hit up the blog, and as always, folks, keep them growing. Thank you for watching.